Hey, what's up everybody, Josh here, and today we're taking a look at the 16-inch Victus from HP. This is a budget gaming laptop equipped with RTX graphics and an i5 processor. You can also get it in an AMD flavor, but we got an Intel one today, so let's take a look. When it comes to securely backing up your important files, external hard drives just aren't enough. That's why Carbonite offers unlimited, automatic backups to the cloud, whether it's from your PC or an external hard drive. And with their Plus and Prime subscriptions, you get the added benefit of award-winning web root virus protection. Subscriptions start at only $4.92 a month, and you can get an additional 10% off with the promo code JOSH10. Just use the link in the description. So right out of the box, this thing looks really impressive. It has a full Qwerty keyboard, which is awesome, complete with backlight, although it is just on and off. Nice, big, smooth touchpad at the bottom. Up at the top here, you have your Bang & Olufsen speakers. I've talked about them before. They're makers of premium speakers and sound systems, so their stuff sounds really good. The screen itself is a 16.1 diagonal, full HD, 60 Hz IPS display with 300 nits of brightness. It's 100% RGB, so like for gaming, this is definitely a decent display, especially on a lower end gaming laptop. And I gotta say, I love that manufacturers are now coming out with these 16-inch laptops. 17 inches is great as far as displays go, but it's just such a beast to carry around, so 16-inch is a nice middle ground between 17 and 15. At the top of the screen, you have a pretty standard 720p webcam. Nothing really special here. And most people, if you're serious about content creation or live streaming, you're probably gonna have a different camera. So as far as I/O goes, you have Ethernet, HDMI 2.1, a headphone mic combo jack. You have 4 USB ports. One of them is USB-C with DisplayPort 1.4, and that includes HP's Sleep and Charge, so you can charge through that USB port. You have a USB-A with HP's Sleep and Charge, and then you have 2 other USB-As. All of these USB ports have 5 gigabit signaling rates, so they are super speed connections. Very, very nice. Lastly, you have an SD card slot, which I wish every laptop had an SD card slot. Just as a content creator, having that is so handy. I don't have to lug around an adapter to plug in my cards. So as far as cooling goes, you have a vent all the way across the back, and then on the bottom you have 2 fans to dissipate heat. And on this particular model, we're running an 11th gen Intel Core i5 11400H at 2.7 gigahertz with 8 gigs of 3200 DDR4 RAM, a 256 gig PCIe NVMe M.2 SSD, and an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3050 Ti. As far as battery life and video playback go, you're talking somewhere between 5 and 7.5 hours depending on what you're doing. Of course, if you're playing games, you're talking way less, like, you know, a couple hours tops, depending on what kind of game you're playing, how graphics intense it is. But then again, you're probably just going to want to plug this into the wall if that's what you're doing with it. This machine comes with a 200 watt smart AC power adapter. This thing supports fast battery charging. You can get this thing up to 50% charge in roughly 30 minutes. Might take a little bit longer than that. Under best conditions, you can hit it in 30. So what about gaming performance? Well, we ran the benchmark on Shadow of the Tomb Raider and put it on high graphics mode, and it performed pretty stinking well. So the average FPS was 59, so just about topping things out for this display. And if we look at our times by results on 3D Mark, we can have a look at the temperatures we were running. And right there at the end, we topped out at 92 Celsius for the GPU and the CPU. So that's pretty high up there, but not so high that I would be concerned with the cooling. As far as video editing is concerned, this machine has more than enough juice to do the job. Although this model is a little shy on RAM, I usually suggest 16 gigs at least for video editing and any kind of graphics work. But if you're just getting into it, this is a great place to start. So you can definitely edit 4K footage on this machine, but as soon as you start layering on effects, you are gonna see some performance issues, but nothing that's gonna make editing impossible. available. The big difference in video editing you're gonna see is when you render, it's gonna take significantly longer to render on this machine than, say, what I'm using. I'm using an HP Omen with an i7 and a 2070 Super. That's doing a really great job of kicking out those renders in a short period of time, even though it's starting to get a little dated now. So as of this recording, this particular model is no longer available. There are currently 2 AMD models and 1 Intel Core i7 model. There's an AMD Ryzen 7 and a Ryzen 5, one with an RTX 3050 Ti, one with a GTX 1650, and one with an RTX 3060. And the 3060 is priced at only $1179.99. But if you are trying to keep it under $1,000, I'd recommend the Ryzen 7 with the 3050 Ti, just because it's on sale right now, and that is a great deal. And it is gonna get you a little bit further down the line than that base model with 8 gigs of RAM and a GTX 1650. But if you wanna check any of those out, I'll drop the links in the description below. But hey, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. I got some gaming to do.